Hi, this is my channel Cryptonomics. Today I'm going to talk about scam and fraud prevention. So don't fall into the victim of the scam and fraud prevention. Right? It's happening everywhere, not just in crypto, but particularly in crypto economy. So this is not the only video that I'm going to talk about scams. I'm going to shift my focus in my channel a little bit. Previously, I have been talking about investment related content in cryptocurrency, both for my Chinese language subscriber as well as for my English language subscribers as well, mainly on the crypto economy, crypto market trend, and crypto projects in general, right? So I think that recently I noticed something different. There are a lot of people actually falling into scams, right? So basically, we have a lot of people in the crypto space falling into like crypto project scams, and I have friends who are not in the crypto space, right? They fall into scams, like say other investment scams, such as like say love scam or job scam that's outside crypto space, right? So I think there's really a need to highlight more on scam prevention, financial fraud prevention in general, inside the crypto space and outside crypto space as well, right? Okay, without further ado, let's dive into the article, right? Crypto scammers find social media rich hunting ground. Okay, when it comes to like crypto hacks, the story of often the same scammer take advantage of vulnerability in the blockchain design and make off million. We know that something big happened previously. Say 100 million plus has in the Axie Infinity, right? So this is actually a little bit different. This is actually done by professional hackers, right? So they did something like a server exploit in that, right? So these are the people actually targeting big organizations such as companies, institutions, and banks, right? Because for the professional hackers who are actually to steal so much money, there's a lot of costs incurred as well. It doesn't make sense for them to actually hack an individual to steal a few $1,000s, right? So usually for retailers like us, right, for individual, we are more worried about social engineering rather than professional hacking, right? So what is social engineering? Social engineering is basically people tricking you into giving your personal information, such as your password, or in the crypto sphere, we call it a private key, right, into them, right? So, okay, there's a $3 million hack last week on non-fungible token. This is actually bought a yacht club, right? Universe exploited different kind of weakness. So basically, the scam infiltrated the NFT collection official Instagram account and posted a link to a fake website we user connected the crypto wallet for what they thought was an NFT launch. In reality, they had unwittingly opened themselves after the tap. When the actual launch happened Saturday, user again targeted when scammer post link to website and I'm killing user of the NFT worth collected 6.2 million. So this is actually a mix of hacking and a social engineering, right? So when the scam infiltrated NFT collection of your Instagram account, okay, we don't know whether they actually hacked the Instagram account or actually they use social engineering to train into the owner of the project into giving their password to get their Instagram account, right? But subsequently, by getting access to the Instagram account, they gain the trust, so that when they post any link under the official Instagram account, you don't know it's from a scammer, right? You thought that naturally you thought that it's actually given by the project owners, right? So in reality, they have open up to tap, right? But I think the next one is more important, right? Because if you are in crypto and you know the technology, just clicking on the link, right, it's not going to get your thing stolen. You must do two necessary things to get your money stolen. And the first is actually giving up your private key voluntarily, right? So there are people who actually fake themselves as admin, right? So in the Telegram group, when you are in the project Telegram group, they're always scammers pretending to be admin, right? So when you have an issue in your MetaMask, they will pretend to be the admin to tell you, oh, you can solve this problem, just click on this link. When you click on this link, they will direct you to a website. The website will tell you that you need to so-called refresh your wallet. You refresh your wallet. Before you refresh your wallet, you need to key in your private key. This is how they trick you into giving a private key, right? So because without a private key, they can never take your money. Another way is to make you approve a fraudulent transaction, right? Because you know that in DeFi, you have to approve a fraudulent transaction transaction first, right? You have to approve. Sorry. I mean, like before you do any transaction, you have to approve a transaction first, right? But most of the time, people don't really read what's the transaction. Right? They just trust and click yes, right? So sometimes you thought you're doing a legitimate transaction, but you end up approving a fraudulent transaction because you have to read it, right? Maybe the transaction isn't. Maybe you thought that you are exchanging one BUSD to one USDT, right? But maybe the transaction is otherwise. The transaction can be drain all my money in my address to the pool, right? You can be a proven transaction, right? So it's similar to a bank account transaction, right? So think of it like the transaction can be move all my money to the pool, right? Move all my money to you thought you're buying something, you're not buying something. You're just like you're just giving a permission to drain all your money into the pool. Right? So this is actually what happened. So actually, I have a tabulator. I like to do a summary, right? Because I want to make it something like a quasi-formal education. So how do people steal our money, right? So one way is through hacking, right? These are usually done by professional targeting organization. It's less of a concern for retail, right? Like us, right? So it's actually stealing through social engineering. Actually forms, like say, I will say that 99% of the everyday scam, right? So they can what they try to lure you into giving them your sensitive information, quote unquote password. Right? You know, like in banking transaction, is password and your what we call the OTP password, or we call the two-factor authentication password. Right. First, you have a personal password. Secondly, you also have another generated PIN number by the financial institution, right? So this is in the banking world, right? So in the crypto world is a private key, and getting you to approve a fraudulent transaction, right? Okay. So after knowing the type of scam, right? So how do we actually do risk mitigation, right? So we know that for people who actually get a private key, right? One way for the fraud prevention is to remember never share a private key to anyone, because you don't need to, right? You don't need to give your private key to anyone to solve a problem. Even the admin, right? The real admin, the real help desk, right? They don't need your private key to solve a problem. Don't interact with a source you don't trust. This is general for all type of to prevent all type of scams. Okay, make sure you're talking to the real owner admin of the project. Right? Okay, then how do you prevent yourself getting scammed by a fraudulent transaction? I think this is what happened to the ApeCoin, right? So first of all, don't interact with a source that you don't trust. Okay, verify. Make sure you're talking to a real owner admin of the project. And check the transaction before you approve, right? So this is actually to do with this DeFi transaction, right? Because before you click approve, if you notice something's wrong, right? Something's wrong, you can always check it, right? So even though, let's say, just use Uniswap for example, right? Let's say Uniswap owner, right? Say one day Uniswap website is being hacked. So instead of having legitimate transaction that you do every day, right? They are tending to like fraudulent transaction, but you don't know they are hacked, right? So the next day we are doing transaction Uniswap, and you might notice something is wrong because the transaction, the code will look something different, right? Yeah, because let's say buying ETH using USDT, the code is different from drain all the money in my account, right? That the code will look something different, right? So that will give you alert and not do anything at the moment, right? Okay, the last and most important practical wise, right? So use a small account to do high risk transactions. So what do we mean by a small account, right? So you know that in the banking world, if you have a credit card linked to your account, right, it's advised that you have two bank accounts. One is that you only keep a few $1,000 or a few $100, that you leave your saving to another account, right? You don't connect your credit card to the bank account that have a lot of saving, right? Keep that for a small account. So just in case somebody hack your credit card, they are not able to steal all of your saving, right? The maximum amount of the money they are able to drain is what you have in a small account. This is a very practical wisdom that you can use in the crypto space as well, right? Because because it's impossible. Because if you are something like if you're active player in the crypto space, there are new projects every day, right? By trying new projects every day, by trying new projects maybe like every week, every month, you are exposed to risk every week and every month, right? So the best advice that I think I can give you is use a small account to do high risk transaction. Maybe you have a big account for all your crypto saving, right? Your Bitcoin, your Ether, right? Then you use a small account, right? Use a small account that's maybe like worth like $1,000, right? You use that to interact with new projects. You use that to swipe transaction, right? Because for the players who are very active in like trying for new airdrops, you have to swipe transaction with different accounts very frequently. Right? So it's best that you use this method, right? Use a small account to do high risk transactions. Right? This you don't worry because the maximum that you can lose is what you have in that account. Yeah. So so it's this is the practical advice I give, right? So because the reason why I'm doing like this this video is I find that a lot of the anti-fraud education and the scam education that we see is not enough. They're not done by professional, right? Because you look at the videos made by CoffeeZilla. I mean, he's a very nice guy. He educates about scam, but he doesn't have the technical know-how, right? He never worked in the financial industry. He never worked in cybersecurity. So basically, he's telling you everybody's a scam and you should avoid all sort of risky investment and put your money in a safe deposit bank account. Right? So that's what's happening because he doesn't have technical specialty to identify between scam and non-scam, how to mitigate risk, unlike me, right? Because personally, I invest in crypto for a number of years, and I work in the traditional TradFi industry, right? And I have friends who work in the cybersecurity, who are researchers in cybersecurity space, right? So when it comes to like say public key, private key, all this kind of technical information, when I encounter in crypto space, I always ask them, and they are there to help me. So this is where I seek a professional opinion, right? So it's very important that you seek you treat scams seriously, right? You treat scams seriously and learning as a subject, right? Learning as a seriously as a subject, right? Because the common advice against anti-scam education I see nowadays is just too pathetic. It's not enough. They just tell you, oh, don't be greedy. Don't be greedy, right? They just tell you what, oh, don't be greedy. Be careful, everything and project. Everyone is a scammer, and that is not very helpful because actually you don't really have the ability to judge and to navigate, right? That's the same like don't step out of the house, right? Because that you can get knocked down by a car when you leave the house, or you can get caught by, you can catch some deadly virus, right? we should actually study the risk in the market systematically, and formally and systematically, and understanding them, studying them seriously, and how to mitigate the risk. Right? This is my approach in doing things. Okay, I hope you like this video. Share this video if you find that you have friends who can benefit from this, right? And also do like my channel and subscribe to it.